Hey guys, what's up? Pinball here, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario Super Sluggers. In the last episode, we had just beaten Bowser after beating his son Bowser Jr. in a baseball game. And as you can see now, we have the play badge. Jeez, I can't talk already. Well, it turns out I did a lot of different stuff off camera. Part of it was failed recording, part of me was just deciding to scrap it, but I can explain everything fairly easily. Now, there's another badge that we picked up in addition to this, and that was the badge for recruiting all the characters. After you've beaten Bowser the first time, if you go back into your save file for whatever story game you're playing, if you go and beat Bowser again, it will give you all of Bowser's team. So you'll get Bowser, you'll get the Hammer Bros, you'll get the Magic Koopas, you get Dry Bones, you get Baby Bowser. So that's how you get all of Bowser's team. And then after that, if you collected every other character, then you should get that badge. The one that I just showed, the play badge, finally said it correctly, is obtained by beating every single minigame that's on here, including Toy Field. However, unlike what I said in a previous video, you do not have to beat them on the highest level. You can beat them. You have to beat all of them, but you can beat them on any level. But before we do that, I am going to head over to DK Jungle because there is something we missed there. You'll notice now also is that you'll be able to play against whatever teams you want to. So this is your opportunity if you want to play a game against whatever team it is on their field, then this is where you can do it. You don't have to do that, and of course you could always just set up an exhibition match if you want to change a couple of the characters on their teams, make them more difficult, if you want to change the stage but fight the same team, you could do any of those. So what we're going to do is go back to where the brown critter was in DK's area because there's actually a treasure chest there. We weren't able to pick it up last time because we did not have Wario, but now we do. So let's go ahead and, if I can switch the right one, we'll pick it up. We've already gotten all the ARMs, but this one has the special shop pass. What could this be for? Well, gee, I wonder. It's obviously for the special shop. That's right, there is a secret shop in the game, and it is located on Daisy Cruiser only at nighttime. There's no stages to be purchased there, however you can buy the star candies, which you might have seen Bowser Jr. be using, where it will increase the start gauge quicker than normal. So this is where you'll be able to buy them. In addition, you can also buy the star candy ×2 if you buy enough star candies, which will obviously increase it even further. And I believe you can also buy the item that gives you all of the extra abilities. But before we do that, we are actually going to go ahead and do all the mini-games first. So let's start with Barrel Batter, I think is what this one is called. And we'll go through all these in this episode. Really, as long as you have somebody with decent batting here, or not really good batting, but controlled batting, then you should be fine here. So I will stick with Mario. As you can see, I already beaten it on normal, but on easy. But I'm going to play all of them on easy, or at least the ones I think are difficult. Some of the other ones I might play on a higher difficulty, but this one's kind of annoying. So, and if you play Barrel Batter in the Gamecube version, don't worry, it's not as bad as it was in the Gamecube version. So the controls here are actually pretty simple. You'll press down to launch a ball, and then you'll press 2 to hit the ball, and you have to time your swing to hit the barrels. You can press 2 to wind up if you want, but there's no real reason to. So that's just for a charge swing, but you really don't have to charge swing on this. You can just swing normally because it's a lot easier to control if you just swing once as opposed to charging it and then hitting down and letting go of the 2 button. So I'd highly recommend if you have trouble with Barrel Batter, then that's what you should do. And I personally am really bad at Barrel Batter. Basher. Barrel Batter was the one in GameCube, but I was really bad at that one too. So you'll have to hit the barrels as they come, so basically what you have to do is you have to time your shots. If you want to hit on the far left, just press down and then swing immediately. I don't know what that one did. Just keep in mind that whenever a bomb shows up, then you will want to hit it very quickly, because if you do not, it will break down part of the wall. If any of these get through the wall, then it is going to be, then it will just end your game immediately, so you will have to hit them rather quickly. The bomb will also break any barrels that are currently on the field, so that's a good strategy to know. You can let the bomb get really close if you wanted to, let a few barrels get on the field, and then just break them. As you can already see, I've already beaten the target score, but there is a timer up there, so at some point, obviously, the timer will end. And like I said, if you get hit, then your game will just end automatically that way, so. Once you get practice to this, and once you realize the fact that you don't have to do a charge swing, it's not that bad. I mean, I broke the goal by almost 4 times what it asked for. So I could have easily beaten that on Flower. I think Flower is like 1,000 and Star's 1,500. The thing is, though, unlike the GameCube version of this, the special is usually just playing until you mess up rather than going for a target score. Or, in some minigame instances, instead of beating 3 other computer players. But for beating that, for beating any of the minigames, you will get coins. So, how many coins you get depends on the level you play. As you can see, there's also an entry fee for some of the higher ones. Like the Flower one costs you 50, the Star costs you 100, I believe the special is 150, but you can get more coins from those. However, the Mushroom one is free, so if you want to get a small amount of coins, that's an easy way to do it. However, I would still recommend challenging the Bowser team because you can get coins quicker that way. For this one, I would use somebody fast, so I will stick with Yoshi. Make him Star Yoshi by pressing 2. As you can tell, it upgraded his stats a little bit, but not too much, so... And Gem Catch, I think is what this is called. We're just going to call it Gem Catch, I guess. The controls, you're going to move around with the D-pad. You'll tap 1 to dash, you'll press 2 to jump, and then 1 and 2 together will do an attack. This will get rid of the air items that they throw at you. That's pretty much all you need to know. So what you're going to do here is they're going to throw gems at you like they're baseballs, and your objective is to catch them before they break. The green ones will bounce on occasion, but most of them will be sent up into the air, and you have to catch them. And if you don't, then they'll break. So the more you catch in a row, the better you'll do. Here's the first one right here. And you can either attack the air items or you can choose to ignore them. It's kind of your call on that. But yeah, like I said, the green ones bounce a little bit, so they're slightly easier to catch than some of the other ones are. I don't know what the air item thing does sometimes. Sometimes it does a good job and hit, like, actually aiming for you, and sometimes it's just way the heck off like it was right there. But we'll see how many in a row I can get here. There's 9. Can you tongue catch? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think you can tongue catch, but I'm not entirely sure. I think they eliminate all the extra abilities in this, so fair warning. Once again, that game is kind of weird with the green gems if you kind of don't understand what you're doing, but just know that the green gems bounce. It's kind of like, you know, somebody hitting a grounder in baseball where it kind of just stays in field and somebody runs up, picks it up, and throws it to first base for the out. That's pretty much what you're doing right there. So it's not too difficult. Now, the minigame for Yoshi Park we've actually already seen because it was, I believe, one of the only minigames that was required to play through if you're going for all the characters. But we're going to go ahead and show it again. So here you'll want a good pitcher. However, really it doesn't matter if they're good or not. But I'm going to take a good pitcher, and so I will use Boo. Alright, switch over. Well, that's an interesting choice of people pitching, but okay. So you'll have to pitch baseballs in different forms. If it's facing forward like it is right here in the pitcher, you'll just throw it with 2. To curve it left and right, you'll hold down the left and right mouse buttons. Up will do a change-up where he'll be looking up like this. In addition, whenever your star gauge is full, this is obtained faster by getting combos where you won't miss anytime. You'll get them all in a row. You can press 1 during the throw and it will hit all the piranha plants and also cause smoke around your enemy's piranha plants, so it's harder to see what they have to do. Of course, they're the AI, so it won't really matter, but if you're playing against a human player, it would theoretically mess them up. So let's go ahead and do it. This is another one that's on a timer, so really this all lies in the combos, though. It does not lie in how fast you go. It pretty much entirely lies on the combos. I would recommend playing this with the controller held sideways because the first time I tried to play it, I didn't count. Maybe I have to press them at the same time. No, it's not going to register. Okay. Throw it, throw it, throw it. There you go. I don't know why the star thing wasn't working because I was trying to use it right there. Because the star one, it does not matter what direction you're throwing it at. It should work regardless. But I would recommend playing this with the Wii remote held sideways because if you have to play it with, maybe you have to do it the right direction. Yeah, it looks like it was because that one I did on the first try. But do it with the controller held sideways, because otherwise you're going to have to tilt the controller left or right, and it may not always register that correctly, and, you know, that's not something you want to have happen. But I easily swept the board right there. I'm pretty sure I had more than everybody else combined, so... I only played that on Mushroom, but I'm pretty sure I could easily get that on Flower and probably Star, too, so... That one's not too difficult either. The nice thing about going in here after you beat in the story mode is you don't actually have to go through the area to find the game. You can just, you know, go to the area and it'll say you can enter here, you can fight this team, or you can just play the minigame. Let's see. For Peach's Ice Garden and Mario Stadium, we need it to be nighttime as well as the field right here, so I'm going to go to Bowser Jr. Playroom. Bowser Jr. Playroom next. I'll save Toy Field for last. Now, this minigame does not have any difficulty level. It's always set to the same thing. However, I do believe it's easier on your first try than it is any other time. Once again, you're going to want another character that has very high speed, so I'm going to stick with Yoshi again. Oh, no, it does have levels. Okay. I could have sworn it didn't. So in this one, you will move with the D-pad, tap 1 to dash, jump, and attack, so just like what we saw a minute ago. So what you're going to want to do is find the paintbrush. It's Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush, and to paint, you'll just walk around. If you make it an area, if you make some kind of polygon, it doesn't have to be a polygon because it can have corners, but if you make something where it is completely closed off and then jump in that circle, it will fill the entire area with paint. So, that's how to get points, is the more you paint on the thing, the better you do. A couple of Mario Party minigames are like this. It's not quite the same idea, but a little bit. It's kind of a mix of the crayon game from Mario Party 4 and also the one where you have to stamp the most amount of the fields also from Mario Party 4. So it's kind of a mix of those two, I suppose. But you can attack the other players in order to get the paintbrush away from them. The thing is, it's kind of annoying because it's somewhat difficult to do. You can also attack the other chests that there are, and sometimes they will, you know, give you different things. See right there, that was an example of me getting the... Aw, no, there goes my field. That was an example of me running out of paint, which can happen. Whenever it happens, you'll have to, it'll drop the paintbrush automatically. As you've already noticed, there are several power-ups, one of which is the Starman, which makes them invincible for a temporary amount of time. The Chain Chomp, which runs across the field, hits other players, and if it does hit other players, then it will... or if it touches parts of the field that have already been painted over, then it will... what's the word I'm looking for? Let me get it! Yeah, nice. That was a really good lead right there. I got it. But if it goes across part of the field that has paint on it, it will erase the paint, so... In addition, there's also the mushroom, which makes you bigger, which doesn't actually do anything. You still have the normal moves. But whenever you jump, whenever you land on the ground, it will stun all the other players unless they jump, so... That's how the items in that game work. It wasn't too hard for me until I got to Star. Flower, I didn't have as much of a giant gap, but I still had a fairly big gap. But the Star one was fairly hard. I played it a couple times and didn't beat it. I only played it 2 or 3 times, but it was still somewhat difficult. Let's move on to Daisy Cruiser, because it's the only other one that's available during the day. And I'm not a giant fan of this one. There's one like this in Mario Superstar Baseball, which is a GameCube version. Once again, you need another good runner, so I'll stick with Yoshi again. Controls. So the controls are pretty basic here. You will either be running clockwise or counterclockwise around the bases. You'll press 1 and 2, and then tap those to dash, depending on which direction you want to go. Whenever there's a close play button, which there will be on occasion, you have to press the correct button. It's usually just 1 or 2, and that's about all you need to know. What you need to do in this game is just pick up all the coins. In addition, there are coin bags and treasure chests, and whoever has the most coins at the end wins. If you hit any of the bloopers tentacles, then you will be stunned. Which I think this is a blue burr, actually, like from Mario Sunshine, but I'm not entirely certain on that. I didn't get that. Darn it, you got that too. There are Starmen on this, but that's about all you're going to see for power-ups. There's no mushrooms or anything like that. In Mario Superstar Baseball, there was mushrooms, but that was it. This is probably the one that I had the most difficulty with, just for the sole fact that it's so hard to, Okay, I pressed 1. Thank you. Okay, good, I got the Starman at least. This one's kind of hard to stop. Your character does not stop on a dime, even when you're not going fast. So this one is fairly difficult, I would say. It's a good thing you don't have to beat these on all difficulties, that's all I'm saying, because if you did, it would be kind of a pain in the butt. But yeah, see, I got last place on that one. So that one, in all honesty, I will admit that one's kind of up to luck. If you get characters that you play against that are not very fast, you'll probably do better. But at the same time, a lot of it is luck, depending on where the treasure chests spawn and where the coin bags spawn. Because sometimes they will just simply not appear on the side of the field that you're on, and then there will be tentacles in the way that will prevent you from getting there. And by the time you get there, they'll either have disappeared or somebody else would have collected them, so... I will admit, that one was really hard for me to get it on, and I'm not going to waste y'all's time by just keep trying to do that and failing repeatedly. Like I said, I'll do the toy field last, so let's switch over to nighttime here. And the secret shop is open. I will show that later, but the secret shop is on Daisy Cruiser. You'll notice that there's no highlighted thing here, so the ones that are not available you cannot select. So now we have Mario's, Peach's, Luigi's Mansion, and keep in mind Bowser Castle and Bowser Jr. Playroom are not the same thing, so there's two different ones here. So let's start with Bowser's. We have Bowser Pinball. I believe is what this is called. This one's not too bad. This one, it requires a little bit of luck, but really what you need is somebody with a good swing right here, so I'll go with Wario, I guess. Wow. Earn up a lot of coins on that. So this one you just have to time your swing. All you have to do is just press 2 to hit it with good timing. That's it. It's pinball. Everybody knows how to play pinball. It's just 2 with good timing. Occasionally it'll be bad luck because it'll go right between the flippers, but in this case, since you're swinging the baseball bat, there is only one flipper, so really there's no such thing as that happening here. I don't think it actually can happen, but you cannot charge your swings here, fair warning, so you'll just tap it. If it falls down the pit, then it will respawn. It will take a little bit of time, but it will respawn. Here you can hit the roulettes. It does not tell you any of this, but you can hit the roulettes. If you hit them once, it will get them spinning. After that, you'll have to hit them again to stop them, and you'll get different sets of the bombs based on what thing you get. Mushrooms 1, flowers 2, stars 3. And if you hit a bomb, it will send it kind of just bouncing across the area, just like the flippers on the sides will. In addition to the, whoa, there we go. In addition to that, you have the areas where it can get lodged below the cannon. If that happens, it will shoot out of the cannon after a short amount of time. Whoa. Yeah, I know I was late. Already got the goal, though. The other thing about that is if you hit the Bowser, it will make that little Bowser mouth in the open appear, and the ball can drop between it. And also, if you hit the star, it's either the star or the special. I don't know if there's a special crown. The roulette things will drop, and the Bowser statues will be vulnerable to being hit. And every time you hit one, you get 100 points. And it will make them bounce quite significantly. So, in addition to that, whenever you beat this, you also get an item instead of just the coins. You'll get coins and a random item as well. So, let's move on to Luigi's Mansion. Doesn't really matter who you pick here. You will want, theoretically, a decent pitcher, but like I said, the pitching status does not matter here, so... Controls are pretty simple. You'll aim with the D-pad up, down, left, right, or and then 2 to throw, and if there's ever one in the center that has a star, you just want to press 2 without pressing a direction. Sometimes there will be bombs in the center as well. You do not want to get those. I don't know what the star is supposed to do. Every time I've seen the star appear, I usually get it, but it does not do anything. It doesn't make your pitching speed faster or anything, so... This one is all about being fast, and generally you will be slower than the AI, unfortunately. This one does take a little bit of guesswork, because sometimes, you know, stuff will appear and the AI will get it before you do. But pretty much you can kind of just throw in all directions, and when a giant ghost appears like this one, just keep firing at it until it goes away. Whoever gets rid of it gets a high amount of points, I believe. Yeah, I got it. But this one's not too bad. Once again, also time limit. That's about all you need to know for this one. This one's not too bad on any low difficulty. I had a little bit of trouble with a star, but I still won. It just was not by very much. I think I won by about 40 points. It was a pretty minor win. Luigi got that one, but that's alright. And there you go. That's it. Yeah, do that windmill. It is nice that you don't have to beat these on every difficulty, though, because let me tell you, some of these would not be easy on higher difficulties at all. I remember on the Gamecube, some of them, like with certain characters, you did have to beat them on the highest difficulty with, and some of the characters were not well suited for the minigames they had to beat. Peach's Ice Garden, which features wall ball, just on ice. It's the exact same thing like it was in the Gamecube. Theoretically, once again, you need a decent pitcher. However, the pitching status doesn't really matter here, so... Controls, you'll just press and hold it, and then you'll stop whenever you want to, whenever the gauge is at whatever amount you believe you want it to be on. And I'll go ahead and show the rules for this one because there are different types of things you can hit. So, you get a giant bonus if you break this. If this is the last thing you break, which is the pink one. The green one, if you break it last, you'll get a small bonus, and you'll get a penalty if you break the Bowser one. Also, whenever 4 of the green blocks align, there will be a spotlight, and if you're the first to break a green block, you'll get a special bonus. However, I very rarely do that. I focus on the pink ones entirely. In the GameCube ones, it was kind of like a... How do I explain? It was like a clear block in it that had a note that you had to try to hit, and you would alternate, like your characters would alternate. However, in this one, you're all playing at the same time. And there is a very small, minuscule detail that I find much better about this one than there was in the last one. And that's the fact that hitting the first one used to be very hard, because sometimes it would, like, you would just not charge it at all, and sometimes it would just bounce off the first one. I didn't quite get it. There we go, I got it. Sometimes it would just bounce off the first one and then not get you any points. However, in this one, you will at least get the first one, so... You do have a distinct advantage here. See, like right there. But the thing was, if somebody did that and it just bounced off the wall in the GameCube one, somebody else could do the exact same thing, and since the wall was quote-unquote already weakened by another player, then it would, they would get it. The next person would get it. So it was really annoying in that regard because the walls had like a certain strength to them. However, in this one they don't, which is much better. Because the Bowser walls used to be stronger than everything else, so it was a lot easier to get than the GameCube version. This one is not that hard to avoid them. I'll just let the time run out because we got way ahead of them, so. But yeah, wall ball got substantially easier in this game than it did the last one. Because in the last one, sometimes it was flatted up to luck. Because like you'd have the AI on higher difficulties where you'd have 3 rounds of pitching and they would get the note block every single time, so they'd never mess up. Now we got Mario Stadium left, and then after that I'll show you Toy Field, and we'll go back to see the Secret Shop Pass. And that'll probably be it for our time for minigames. This one, once again, you want somebody with a decent swing. I'll put in Luigi.
Oh yeah.
Why not? Stats a little bit. Controls are pretty easy. You'll just hold down 2 to press and hold. You will have to charge on this one. You always have to charge. And then just release the button with good timing. That's it. The rules here are not too bad. I'll probably be like taking small pauses in between the rules here because I want to make sure that I actually hit the bombs. But this is exactly like the last Bomb Derby that they had in the GameCube version if you played it. There are 10 bombs. Each time it will give you a specific speed that it goes at, and then a direction that it would prefer you to hit it in. If you hit it in the direction they ask, you get a bonus. In this case, it said any direction would work. If you foul out, then you will not get the points. However, as long as you actually hit it with a charge shot, then you'll be okay. You don't have to hit it in the direction they tell you to. That's just for an extra bonus. In addition, you also get bonuses for hitting the bombs multiples in a row. So, like, if you keep chaining it over and over. That might not count as to the right. I don't know. No, it didn't. But that's alright. Now, however, unlike the GameCube one, it does not stop when you reach your goal. It will keep going. So I guess you can just keep seeing how high you can make it go. But the speeds are pretty obvious. The mushroom is the King Bomb is actually the slowest one. But however, whenever you hit him, there we go. Whenever you hit the King Bomb off into the field, it gives you an extra 200 points if you don't foul out with it. So it is worth a lot of points. The mushroom is the next slowest, obviously. Fire Flower is kind of the medium speed, Star is fast, and Fireball is the fastest one you can get. You don't get any extra points for getting the Fireball, unfortunately, but it does make the fireworks look a little bit different. If we see one, then that'd be nice. And then also sometimes a question mark will appear on the speed, which obviously means you don't know what the speed is. It could be really fast, it could be really slow. And like I said, with the directions, that's just giving you, it's asking you to hit it a specific direction if you feel like it. I'd recommend, as long as you keep it in the foul lines, you're probably okay on any difficulty, so don't worry about it too much. I don't know what causes the ball to corkscrew like that. It doesn't change your points, but it does that on occasion. This one should be a king bomb, because the last one on the easy mode will always be a king bomb. Yep, sure enough. Boom. And as you can see, I very clearly got ahead of the score that they required. They wanted me to get 1,000, and I got almost 4,000. On the Special Cup, you are playing by yourself, so if you keep managing to get the hit every single time, you'll actually keep going on that last ball until you mess up. So you can theoretically get 9999 on that one. And apparently you also get something for that as well. It was still dash spikes. That is it for everything except for Toy Field, so let's switch back to daytime. And actually, we're running low on time, so I'm going to do Toy Field next time. So let's move back to Daisy Cruiser momentarily. There's a suspicious light flickering around here. This is a secret shop. And you do have to have the special shop pass, which is why I picked it up. And as you can see, there's some hidden things here. So if you buy enough star candies, I think you have to buy 5. And then I'll leave. And there you go. There's the ×2 star candy. And the superstar. Okay, so they both appear at the same time. So let's go back in real quick. So whenever you get the star candy, it gives your character a star on the star gauge. Whenever they go up to bat, the star 2x obviously does 2 stars. And the superstar activates the Lucky Glove, the Charged Power, and Nice Bat. So, the Dash Spikes and Dr. DK. So, this, and this. So, everything on the top row, the Dash Spikes, and the Charge Bat on the second row. So the superstar is actually pretty decent. But, yeah, it's not as helpful. Like I said, in the last game it was more so helpful. But that is it for this episode. So next time, we've got Toy Field coming up, so I'll show Toy Field. I'll probably only play a 10-turn game of that for now, and then I might come back to it later outside of the story mode. And then I'll go ahead and off-screen getting the rest of the characters to be superstars so we can get that last badge. And then if there's anything else I want to show in the game, then I will. I'll probably show off all the stadiums after that, and then hopefully we'll be done. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been Pip Marthroy. I will see you guys next time for the Toy Field. Until then, take care. See you guys later.